a walk on the woo-woo side with me. My name is Michelle Douglas and I am on a mission to help you to step into your power so that you can create the life you desire. Visit me at empoweredlifeprograms.com to learn more. Hello, it's Michelle here, and in today's episode we're going to be talking about love, because I think when I do all the work that I'm doing, I'm coming up against I'm working with a lot of clients who are having issues, whether it be within their existing relationships or with finding love in the first place, that sort of thing. So this is what I'm going to talk about today. Now, there are reasons why you're unable to find love, and I'm going to talk through some of those reasons now. I want to really begin the process of, or I want to help you to begin that process of stepping onto a path of love in an empowered way, okay? So we only have a few minutes together. So at the end, I'm going to sort of mention a little offer I have for you that's free, that will help you to address one of those reasons. The first one being why you are unable to find love. And so this is reason number one. This is actually probably the biggest reason, but it's also the easiest one to start the process of turning around. So why you're unable to find love is simply because you're not vibrationally, I can't even speak this morning. The reason why you're unable to find love is simply because you are not vibrationally aligned with having it. That's it. So it's like you're on the love bus and it's steering you well away from anyone who even remotely looks like your perfect match. And what sucks about this is that you don't even realize it's happening. This is all unconscious stuff that's going on. And there's a whole number of reasons that I'll cover in future episodes. But the vibrational misalignment is what's driving that bus, and it will continue to steer you away from finding love for as long as you are vibrationally misaligned with your desire for it. So I'll talk more about how to turn this around in a minute. Reason number two, it was after my second marriage that I realized that I was the common element in both of the failures, I guess, of my marriages. And while each of my husbands weren't faultless, I had created this experience in my life somehow through my vibrational alignment in particular, and I wanted to understand why. And so my research began, and I did a lot of research for years, and I started applying what I learned, and this is what I've come up with. So here's what I found out. I was too much in my masculine. I was very much, especially in my early relationships, I had no idea I was doing it, but I was very, very much in my masculine. And this tendency to be in our masculine comes from several sources, such as, it could be that our mothers were this way and they modeled that for us and we don't know any better, right? Where we may have been insecure. So we step into the masculine role as a way to maintain control. And then the third one, which links into the first one, I guess, is that we just don't know any better. We don't know we're doing it. So how can we know to stop doing it, right? And we see it, the whole feminist movement, I guess, probably took things a little too far in that regard. It obviously created a lot of great benefits for women, but it actually did cause some issues in many relationships, okay? So I used to envy the women around me who would share stories of their wonderful men who were doting on them and that sort of thing. And they would receive gifts and loving messages and all sorts of things. And even during the times I was married, I never experienced anything even remotely like that when I was in that place until I learned what I was doing wrong. And this is well after they had ended, right? So here's how you can tell if you are in your masculine. And this by no means is a complete list. It's really high level, so just bear that in mind. First one, you're the action-oriented one. You're driving the bus. You're running the show in everything. You plan all of your outings, you make all the decisions, and you are the giver in that relationship. Now, we all need to take on masculine traits at times in our work or to plan an event or even to run a household. Otherwise, things just won't get done because you know what some men are like. Anyway. But in your relationships, this is where you get to be the girl. This is where you step into your feminine. And that's when everything changes. And I know this from my own personal experience. When you're in your masculine, what actually happens is that your man or the man you're seeing or dating is automatically turned off, and he won't even know why it's even happened. He will just not feel that I guess, romantic connection with you so much if you are jumping into that masculine role. Men are biologically wired to take care of us, and they're also biologically wired to be the masculine party in a relationship. But when we take over their role, they are immediately turned off and they give up trying. And you'll find that I've had a client in the past where she was very, very much in her masculine, what we call over functioning, in that she was trying to, what would you call it? Overcompensating, I guess, and doing for her man. And he would just do, and she goes, oh, he never lifts a finger to do anything for me, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, because you're doing all the work. As soon as she stopped doing all the work, what happened? Things changed. There's a whole lot more in that, but this is obviously for the purpose of this podcast. I just want to touch on each of these things. So more on this later anyway, because it is a huge topic, and I will talk about it in future episodes, because you only have to walk down the street and see a couple interacting, and it's so common. So many women are in their masculine, and you can see the men, they literally shut down. You can actually see it in their energy. They shut down. And even like with Laurie, sometimes if I get a bit too excited about things, I might go, rah, like go into my masculine, and I see him literally pull back, and he does slightly shut down. So, and as soon as I see that, I know, time to stop. So yeah, even I'm not perfect. I know, hard to believe, but yeah. Anyway, so reason number 3, let's go into that one. Now, there's probably, yeah, as I say, there's more reasons why you're unable to find love, but these would be the top 3 from my experience. And this third one is you're not listening to your inner voice. So a very, very long time ago, when I was in my dating phase of life, for the, I don't know how many times, I was dating a guy I'd known for a while, and despite this teeny little voice in my head telling me he's not it, he's not the one, I allowed the relationship to progress. Then one day, out of the blue, he ended it. And I was really upset by this breakup. But later on, looking back, I could see that the breakup was the best thing to have happened. We weren't meant to be together, but that voice, I was ignoring it, right? So I'm stubborn. I don't listen sometimes. So I found myself in a similar situation several more times before I finally learned to listen to that inner voice and act on it immediately. Because our intuition or higher self is looking after us and wants the best for us. And these subtle messages are coming to help us, or coming in to help steer us in the right direction. But if you're stubborn and you don't pay attention, you end up being dumped on your backside, or you have to dump a perfectly nice man and break his heart. And neither is good, right? So yeah, learn to listen to that inner voice. All right, so you've been unable to find love. We've talked about the 3 reasons. First one being you're not vibrationally aligned with having it. That's the biggest reason. And this leads into the second one, which is you're too much in your masculine. Because if you've got your vibrational alignment going like spot on, the masculine sort of resolves itself. So if you've got something out, you probably have them all out. And the third one, you're not listening to your inner voice. So there's dozens of other reasons why you're unable to find love. But from my experience, these are sort of the top 3. And the number 1 reason is 100% your vibrational alignment every time. So how do you create a shift so that you can find love? And so here's 3 little ideas how to address each of those reasons. First one is to shift your vibrational alignment. And the best way to do that is through the manifesting process. And I teach that in my free course, which you'll see a link for either in the show notes, or if you are watching the video through the blog, you'll see a link to that at the bottom. Second one is observe when you're in doing mode and being the guy in your relationship, and stop yourself right there. No decent masculine man wants a woman like that. Now, there are some men out there who take advantage of women who are like that, and that's why these poor women keep getting their hearts broken. So no more being the doer, be the receiver. He wants to, like a good man wants to nurture and cherish her or cherish you if you let him. And start listening to that inner voice. If it comes through with fear, ignore it. But if it's matter of fact, like with me, it was just like, nah, he's not the one. Take note of what that voice is saying and act on it immediately if you can, or as soon as possible after, but really listen to it. Sometimes, and I know this myself because I've done it, we talk ourselves into relationships. It's like, well, you know, he ticks all the boxes, he's a good man, he's a nice guy, and all these things. Like, you know, we could make this work, but something deep down inside feels off. And that is a really powerful message you're receiving if you listen to it. If you don't listen to it, something will happen down the track that will make you realize that maybe you should have listened to it. Now, more on the little free course I've got on offer at the moment. So I'm actually in the process of creating a relationship program that's aimed specifically at women wanting to find love. And that'll be coming out soon. So whether you're single or in a relationship, it's going to be for you, and it will literally change your life, or your love life at least, which then impacts on every other area of your life, right? So for now, given it's not ready for launch yet, I'd suggest checking out the Manifestation Decoded course, which is a freebie I recently created. And the focus of the course is really just on your vibrational alignment. And while it doesn't go nearly as deeply as a relationship course will, it will definitely help you on your way. It'll start you through, like, going on through that process of understanding how manifestation works. And it can happen or be applied to, health, wealth, love, happiness, success, everything, right? So, but think about it from a love perspective as you're working through that course. It's only got 4 little modules, or it's 3.5 really. And it'll take you a couple of hours at most. So go through it. It's free. You don't have to sign up for anything else if you don't want to. It might be enough to help you take that extra step forward that you've been needing to take. You might have done all the inner work and done all the coaching, but there was just something missing, and this might be the missing piece. So head on over. It's at empoweredlifeprograms.com/decode. Okay, so head on over, check it out. Let me know what you think. You can sign up to the collective afterwards if you wish, where you can ask additional questions and receive some ongoing coaching. The first month is free. So head on over and we'll see you there. But yeah, all the best.